Ten Hag has been talking post-match last night against Wolves. The press conference has just been released now, embargoed until this afternoon. Everything that Ten Hag was saying ahead of the West Ham game, I've got you covered right here. All the talking points. Martinez, injury update. He wanted to buy a striker. Injury news on players coming back. Quite a few coming back and some key players still missing. Fitness on certain players that have just come back as well. And his thoughts on everything that was last night as well. So let's get into it. I mean, the most important one, obviously injury news-wise, Leacher had that ice pack around his ankle last night, so everyone's thinking, what is going on? Is he okay? Is he going to be available for West Ham? The news is that it was just precautionary. He is okay. They just put the ice pack on there, but he should be available for West Ham. That is the best news to come out of the press conference by far, because we need Martinez in that team. You've seen how good and how crucial he was for us last night. Absolutely outstanding numbers and stats from him as well last night. So Martinez is okay for the West Ham game. That is great news for us. Fantastic. I mean, him and Varane being back is just a breath of fresh air again from what we've been dealing with at big stages and for a long period of time this season. So yeah, Leacher is okay, thank God. He's also been talking about the January transfer window. It's easy to talk now that it's closed, obviously, and Ten Hag willing to actually come out. His words were, it was well known that we wanted to bring a striker in. He's not impressed with PSR and profit and sustainability, which he was told hampered him bringing in another striker this month. Obviously, United are looking ahead to the summer window, and that was priority. If a deal could have been made, we would have made it, but we were literally scraping the barrel financially and are right on the threshold of PSR. So, Ten Hag not happy with it. I mean, you've made your bed, now lay in it. He spent a lot of money. I don't think many United fans would have sympathy for Ten Hag not having money to spend in January. He's already wasted quite a lot in a lot of United fans' eyes. So, yeah, no one's really on Ten Hag's side on that side of things. And what would it have been? Another Begars type of striker? There's no one going to come in who's actually better than Højlund. So, really, is it helping us right now? There's not that many games left this season. So, for me, I think it would have been a waste of time. I've said this all along. And yeah, there's not many people that are sympathising with Erik Ten Hag and not having anything to spend in January. But a good window for getting players out and getting some loanees for young players. And that was about it, really. Other injury news, returning players. Well, Amrabat is returning from AFCON. He will be available. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has got a late fitness test. So he wasn't available for Wolves, but a late fitness test for him. He could be available again in the squad this weekend against West Ham. No Mason Mount, that's a definite no. No Malacia. They are making sure that them players with long-term absences are fully fit and fully ready and taking full precautions for them players, especially Mason Mount. It was thought to have been around a 2-month layoff, but now looking more like a 3-month layoff for Mason Mount. So yeah, that is the situation with them two. They won't be involved. Lindelof could be back though. He is ahead of schedule and could be available for selection this weekend as well. So Amrabat, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof to add to everyone that was there last night in the squad. He's getting bigger and he's got a lot more to pick from. So positives there definitely for Manchester United. He was also talking about Casemiro and the games and his form, talking in depth regarding how he will perform with more game time and he will get better and better and better. Obviously, talking straight after the game last night, you have to be impressed with what Casemiro did, and I think Ten Hag was. He was impressed with a lot of his players. He was full of praise for quite a few players last night, and again, it was the same in the press conference afterwards. So yeah, talking Casemiro and his form coming back. He's got options in that midfield now, it would seem. Obviously, Scott McTominay came off the bench last night. He's obviously been talking about Amrabat coming back into the squad as well after AFCON. So another option in midfield there. So yeah, plenty to decide from, and a few options there were needed if a few players need rest. Obviously, 2 games in 3 days. Intense game that was last night against Wolves. He's talking about mixing up the squad and needing his full squad available for the games that are coming up, because there are some big games. Sammy Luckhurst, who was in that press conference and at the game last night, posed an interesting stat about Kobbie Mainoo and his performances recently as well, in talking that since he was subbed off against Nottingham Forest and we lost that game subsequently, he hasn't been dropped since and has played 90 minutes in every single game. And Ten Hag is finding that midfield that he wanted at the start of the season, really, in Casemiro and Mainoo, and that pretty much put across that he's happy with the balance. And this is what he was talking about. When January comes and his players come back, he will have a better squad and we will be better. So far, so good. Obviously, unbeaten this year. Can we back up the win against Wolves with another one against West Ham this weekend? No excuses for Ten Hag. He's got everyone pretty much available now. So let's see what we get out of this weekend. But big headlines from the press conference to round it up. Leacher is fit. It was precautionary and should be available for West Ham. He wanted a striker in January. He's not happy with PSI. He wanted more money spending. He didn't get it. Tough luck. And yes, Mason Mount, Malacia still not quite there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Amrabat and Lindelof could all be in the matchday squad and available this weekend now. But that is your headlines from the press conference, which was post-match embargoed until today. We will see you, we'll see you late this afternoon, where we will discuss that a little bit more and get some more detail on that press conference and break it down with your thoughts as well when we're live tonight at 6:30. But for now, that is it, guys. That's a press conference rounded up.